You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and man, you know what time it is. We have another amazing interview with a special guest today. Today, man, we are talking to the champ, the one and only Adam David. Man, first and foremost, I know the voice has been a journey for you. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm in Nashville right now. I got to see some friends perform last night. We got a show tonight. So it's been a ride, man. It's been a little over a week since I won. And, it's been a trip.
You have a powerful story, man. I mean, from rehab centers to being on the world's biggest stage, working with Michael Bublé. I mean, let's go back to the Blind Audition. What was it what were you feeling like when you saw the chair turn, and what was going through your mind? Man,
that was probably the most nervous I've ever been in my life. I think, the anticipation to that moment was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. There was a lot of thinking about, there's a lot of what ifs, man. I can get in my head pretty heavy. I've been doing this a long time. So that felt like this big moment, and when Michael turned, it felt like a little bit of relief. Like, you only need one to be able to stick around. And, I got that one. And, so I think since the beginning, it's been like just shock. You know what I mean? Like, did that really happen? But ultimately leading to just like grounding in gratitude,
When you think about your story, you were able to share a part of your story early in the season. And it's like it came full circle. I mean, what did it feel like for you to bring something so personal to a public space?
It's just a part of who I am, man. I'm an open book. I really believe that it's a superpower to be vulnerable. I think that when you open up, it helps other people. It maybe gives them some power to open up about what they're doing, and then that opens up, for other people to open up, and that's how we heal collectively, and it's just it wasn't something I even thought about, when they were asking me what's my story, that's like the reason I'm here. I would not be here if it wasn't for getting clean and then the struggles, man. You know what I mean? Like, I had auditioned 2 other times and I didn't make it through. And if I had, back then, I wouldn't have been able to show up like physically for the show, like truthfully. And then the other, I wouldn't have been able to show up for myself emotionally. 'Cause it's not an easy thing to do. You face a lot of demons, or I faced a lot of demons. I think it's natural, you know what I mean? When you're doing a show like this and you're having to really face like, especially if it's a lifelong endeavor, like it's felt for me. A lot of what ifs and a lot of, I'm afraid to drop the ball. What if I lose? What if I win? You know what I mean? Way too much thinking, but, yeah, man. That's what it is.
We're talking to Adam David, the winner of The Voice season 27. And man, I have to say, Blue Babe, man, you helped him make a little back-to-back thing, man. I mean, let's talk about the last chance performance, Lose Control, instant save. Because of the story, if you don't have popcorn, you got to get some popcorn in the last 4 minutes of this interview. What was going through your mind in that performance? And did you feel the pressure, or were you just keeping it cool?
Oh my dude, I was definitely feeling the pressure. There's a lot of emotions in that moment. There's disappointment that I wasn't in the top 4. There was going up against Iris, Bryson, and Olivia. I mean, they're phenomenal singers. They're phenomenal artists. And all of us have gotten really close. So it wasn't like it was. There's a lot of love between all of us, but like, just I can acknowledge. Or I feel like I can acknowledge where I stand. You know what I mean? I don't think I was the strongest singer on the show. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I was going home, and in my mind, I was trying to stay hopeful. I knew I had that one song. I wasn't gonna have, I don't know, I can curse on here, so I won't. But, in my mind, that was my last shot. And I was this is how I'm going to go out. Well, I'm going to go out as big as I can. And I was nervous, man. It was not my strongest performance either. Listening back to it, I can tear apart any performance, no matter how perfect you think it is or anyone else thinks it is. That one was not my strongest one, I think, objectively. But I was nervous, man. I was nervous. I felt like I was going to go home. But I just I let myself off the chain, and my body did the rest. You know what I mean? And the fact that people voted me through was such a godsend, because I would have been going home. And so I think in that moment, it was really like, I could only do so much. I think 90% of that was out of my control. Lose control. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, that's full circle. And I have to remind you, man, you are the winner. I mean, you are so humble. And I know that you just have this good vibe about you. And I appreciate that. That makes it even better that you won. When you think about the opportunity you have to further your mission, to further inspire people, to use this gigantic platform in such a way that, man, people wish they could be in your shoes. What is next for you, man? What do you see yourself doing?
Well, man, I feel like, it really is. This is going to sound really cliche maybe, but like, it feels like kind of the sky's the limit. Right now, I have a great team around me, which is a culmination of years of building, friendships. And, I've been saying, like, we built the car. You know what I mean? We built the car. We got good wheels on it. We just needed the fuel in the tank. You know what I mean? The tank's full now. And, so I got a lot of songs and I'd like to work with a bunch of songwriters and, start releasing some music and hitting the road and performing, and since I was a little kid, I mean, that's what I've been wanting to do. And I do it. I've been doing it, playing at bars and restaurants and weddings and everything you can think of. But now, hopefully, it will be in the context of, people in the room that are there for it, not just to have a burger and drinks. You know what I mean? But they're there to see a show and see a concert, and that's. I got my eyes set on like making it on Billboard and winning a Grammy. I want this to be real. So that's where my energy's gone.
Once again, talking to the one and only Adam David, winner of The Voice Season 27. Want to say thank you so much for your amazing time on this morning, because I know you got everybody pulling you this way and that way. I want to say to you, I wish you the best, and hopefully you see so much more coming your way. Appreciate your heart.
Yeah, appreciate it.